Hey there, welcome to the Eurostep, a Milwaukee Bucks podcast, probably a part of the Blue Wire Podcast Network and GSPN, and presented by our pals at PrizePicks. I am Ty Windisch, joined as always by the lovely Rohan Katti. Rohan, something's got to be lovely, and it's sure not the way the Bucks are playing lately. How's it going?
Is anything lovely, Ty? Is anything?
I enjoyed the Grammys last night. I don't think you'd peg me as a Grammys watcher, but I did.
Did you? I did not watch it.
It was okay. The commercial breaks are really long.
Are they?
I was watching Sam Vecini draft breakdowns during the commercial breaks because that's where we're going. I watched Darren Peterson versus AJ DeBansta over the weekend. Woo, Darren Peterson looks good. Injury concerns, though.
Yeah.
And it was like a 18-minute video, and I feel like I got through like 11 minutes of it at one point between a commercial break. I was like, 11 minutes is I know our PrizePicks reads can be a little long. 11 minutes is a long commercial break.
No, that's too long.
Yeah.
That's way too long.
But anyway, Kendrick won something. Olivia Dean, who I think is great, won the newcomer thing. So some stuff was good.
I heard you were pulling for Addison Rae.
I was not pulling for it. They all the newcomers get to play a song, and the Addison Rae song sounds like if you were making a movie, like, what is it, Idiocracy or Idiosyncrasy, like where society's bad and that's the point of the movie, this would be the number one song in a movie about how society is bad. Hopefully Addison Rae doesn't listen.
Society, can you imagine?
Just crushed, just like looking for her Bucks news of the day and then just gets absolutely just eviscerated out of nowhere. Sorry, Addison, I didn't enjoy the song. Maybe you have better ones. I'm not going to check them out. We do have to talk about the Bucks, Rohan.
Fair enough. We do have to talk about the Bucks at some point. As much as I'd rather talk about the Grammys and things like that, the Bucks are kind of in the news, Ty. And I think the reason that they're in the news is because they just had a devastating loss to the Boston Celtics.
They started out up 9-0, and it was a very stop-the-count moment. They scored 70 points the rest of the game, lost 107-79. The first ever Pioneer Classic, which is a great thing.
Which was great.
Yeah.
That was great.
Celebrating.
That was a good thing. You know what? That is lovely.
That is lovely. The first 3 black players in the NBA, which is truly historic. And Bobby Portis.
1950 NBA draft. Yeah.
Yep. Bobby Portis played, I think, Nat Sweetwater Clifton in a movie, which I need to watch the movie. He did not have a game befitting the legacy of Nat Sweetwater Clifton, but pretty much no one on the Bucks did. Again, outside of the first couple minutes were really fun. Boston took control after that, though.
Yeah, it was a game where it's like, as I was watching that 9-0 run, I was like, oh, this is going to make it so much worse when they blow it.
You were right.
And they blew it.
I don't know how. I was like very hope springs eternal. I had the fact that they beat Boston without Giannis previously on mind. And I was like, you know what? Maybe they'll do it again. Maybe the Bucks are this Boston team's kryptonite. And no, that is actually not the case. Boston had a slow start. It was a day game. It was a 2:30 p.m. tip. By the way, I feel like tip times are closer now on national games. I feel like it's like 10 minutes at most, it seems.
But that's like normal, which is still bad.
I think the bad old days, maybe it was TNT. It used to be it was a long.
Like 15 to
15 to 20, yeah. 10, I'm like, all right, not ideal, but not bad.
10 is still way too much.
I agree. I mean, the problem is, like, I feel like they don't really have a pregame show for the National. So they kind of just, like, scrunch it in.
Don't they?
I don't know. Maybe I just never watched it.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Watch it. Do they have like a 30-minute?
I think so.
No, I don't know. Maybe they do, and I just never watch it because I don't think their coverage is any good. The new partners' coverage is good, so maybe I'll watch theirs and report back. I mean, do you have takeaways from this game?
It's just sad.
Are they all going to be like this? That was my thought watching it. It was just like, we're just stuck here now.
Yeah, we are stuck. Here's the thing. It's going to be, I think it'll be a little better post-trade deadline. Or maybe it's just going to be exponentially worse.
No, I agree with you entirely. I was going to get here. Go on with that. But I think you nailed that.
Post-trade deadline, it's going to be, okay, whatever project the Bucks have taken on during this trade deadline, whether it's we'll get to these players like a Cam Thomas, D'Angelo Russell type, where it's like you try to rehab some value and get paid for doing that. And it's like, oh, cool. Let's see how these guys progress. Let's see how Ryan Rollins progresses. Let's see how all these guys look together versus just the cloud of darkness. You know, in any animated TV show, when you're a kid, there's always like one episode where there's a scene where the grouchy character just has a cloud over them, them. That's what it feels like for this Bucks team. It really does.
100%
it feels like there's just it's constantly storming, but only for them.
So I agree, and I was mulling this over today, and I think it ties into the whole, you're really not going to do anything with Doc Rivers, not even a report that his seat is warm. The biggest failure of the Bucks this season, I think, as an organization, is that they just haven't done anything. I mean, we joke about it, right? Mark, that's the only transaction. Cut Mark Sears. That's the only transaction they've done.
To re-sign him to the Herd.
To re-sign him to the Herd. So literally, we paid Mark less. Yeah, and gave ourselves less option, but didn't matter at all. Still have not filled that spot, by the way. The deadline, or maybe it's next month. There is a deadline when you can sign them. I don't think it's over yet, though. Hopefully not.
No.
If it is, that's really bad for Mark. There's just like anyone. We'd rather have no one than you. Hopefully he had a nice game the other day for the Herd. They won. They beat the Washington, the Go-Go. So it is possible for the Wisconsin team to beat the Washington team. The Bucks just can't seem to do it. But that's all they've done. They have no buzz at all on Doc. They barely do. Like, Doc changes the lineups a little bit, but not like sea change things, right? Like, he had benched KPJ, but then KPJ got hurt anyway. That was probably the biggest one. Now Nance is playing, but even though Gary Trent continues to just be horrible, he's still leading the bench in minutes. Like, we're not really seeing...
He kind of has to.
I mean, Amir Coffey, Ajax, these guys, they're like, here's 2 minutes. Like, okay, that's
Gary
nothing.
Harris was out for the...
Gary Harris was out. He got downgraded. I think he was questionable at one point. I know there's not a lot of guys left, but I just mean, like, I don't think they play radically different. I mean, they're pretty lifeless a lot of the time anyway. But the Bucks organization has seen them, and it's been like this for a while now. Even some of the Giannis games, right? Like, oh, they're just like stuck. They have the cloud over them. Like, what can we do about this? The org's answer has been nothing. The trade deadline, no matter what the org does or doesn't do, will at least give some clarity. And
exactly.
that's all. Giannis's injuries and the deadline are the only things that have structured this season. Otherwise, it's just been cataclysm after cataclysm. And the Bucks have, like, they can't steer the ship at all. The ship has no steering wheel.
Correct. It's what are the directions in a ship? I forgot.
Port.
You can't
starboard.
Go port. Yeah, you can't go either of those directions. You can only go
like
down.
Big whirlpool after big whirlpool after the Krakens are destroying the ship. They can do nothing.
They see the iceberg in the distance and they're like, is anything up with that? No.
We're going to figure this out one of these days. We hit another iceberg. We talked about the iceberg beforehand. We just can't do anything about the iceberg. I told them.
The iceberg's right there, man. It's like,
I told them.
We can do.
I told them. We just didn't do it. We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out.
Who's steering the ship, Doc?
There's no wheel.
There's no wheel. Has anyone thought about getting a new wheel?
No wheel. I think is
that the problem?
I think Rex said something about it, but I couldn't hear him over the 10 other assistants. I see the Rondo dinghy approaching. Maybe now we'll be able to figure it out. That's what we need. We need one more.
Can we get off on the Rondo dinghy?
A lot of people might. Giannis might be asking that. We'll get to the updates about him. I do want to say, really disappointing Miles Turner game. 7 points on 2 of 8 shooting, and just continues to get bullied on the glass. I do think, like, he kind of needs Giannis.
After 3 straight really strong performances.
Yeah. He kind of needs Giannis because even though Portis grabs rebounds, he's like a fake good rebounder. If you put a good rebounder next to him, he's no longer good. Because he always taps it 5 times. Just grab it. He never grabs it. If it's contested, just tip, and he's not vertical enough. So anyone
guys go all around him.
Yeah. And Nimi Keita looked like prime Mitchell Robinson out there. And I was like, that's the guy who gets bullied by Mitchell Robinson. Not in this game.
Didn't look great. No, Bob just stands there.
Yeah. Jaylen Brown had 13 rebounds. Keita had 3 offensive. Derek White had 3 offensive. Jordan Walsh had 5 offensive in 20 minutes. And Anthony Simons had 2 offensive rebounds in this game.
I can't imagine, I'd like to imagine that this team would be a lot better if they were just a solid rebounding team.
100%.
Just stop giving away like 20 extra possessions a game.
That might be the worst of them without Giannis. Like, they've obviously had horrible offensive, as we saw on Sunday, and defensive as, what was that, the Sixers game when they give up like 140? Like, they're bad at everything, but they really can't rebound without him. And I think that's really a shame. Rollins was second on the team in rebounds in this game. Rollins was really good. 25 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. Had a couple ugly turnovers. He has 3 turnovers, 1 steal. My thing with Rollins is I feel like one of the national, which they've all been national games, but like basically the Bucks, they're not sure he's the true point guard or this or that. It's like, well, he is now. Like, you're asking him to be. So why put out there in the media like, yeah, we're not sure if he can do this. You're asking him to do it. What happened to development? Like, this is how you develop players. Like the stupid kid Cooper Flag thing where they're like, we're going to play him with 2 centers and no guards for some reason. There's some logic in a moderate version of that approach, and that's what they're doing with Rollins, but it bothers me when they're like, oh, he's not really our lead guard. I mean, he is now, unless Cole 1 for 7 like Anthony is.
It's like when earlier in the season when KPJ was hurt, it's like, yeah, we wish we could bench Ryan Rollins, but KPJ's hurt, so we can't. It's like, what are you doing? This poor kid.
He's like all you have. Kuzma had 16 points, but yeah, he is it. Kuzma had 16, but on 13 shots. It wasn't great. It wasn't horrible. I will say Kuzma's the most fed up with Doc, and his quotes are always funny.
Absolutely. Kuzma's become the actual hero. He's become a hero of this season.
He's the symbol of the resistance. Every game, he's like, we're playing dumb. After Sunday's game, he's like, we don't shoot enough threes. They shot, what did they shoot, 43?
40.
They shot 42. We only shot 34. Like, we're just not going to keep up. And I know some people were like, oh, Kuzma thinks he needs to shoot more threes. No, he didn't say that. He said the team. And he's right. They do. Like, it's math. You don't have the great equalizer of Giannis. Like, you need to play the margins now. And the Bucks lose every margin. Rebounding, threes attempted, free throws usually, turnovers usually, like all of it. They actually shot more free throws.
Do you think the funniest possible outcome for this entire season is that Giannis doesn't get traded, but Kyle Kuzma demands a trade by the deadline?
He is getting fed up. He is. It's really funny.
Like, he genuinely seems really upset.
Yeah, which I appreciate him for speaking out, at least.
Yeah, symbol of the resistance, you're right.
Symbol of the resistance. And then AJ Green, 1 of 5, all threes.
I have friends everywhere.
Cockers. Tough
You have no idea what that's a reference to, do you?
Is it Dune?
No.
It's a lot of Dune from you, so I figured it might be Dune.
No, it's Andor.
Oh, no, I don't. I'm still on episode 2 of The Mandalorian.
No, watch Andor instead. Don't watch The Mandalorian.
Aren't they? Isn't it like a spinoff?
No.
Oh. Okay. Well, we'll see. Yeah. I'm kind of invested now. Watched 2 episodes 3 months ago. Green in his last 2 games, 1 of 5, 1 of 6 against Boston and Washington. He was 3 of 6 against Philly, 5 of 10 against OKC, 6 of 12 against Atlanta, 2 of 4 against Spurs. So had a nice 4-game stretch, but now has been cold again. My takeaway here, though, is like they play him all these minutes and never draw him up a shot. And I just, like, their coaching is so bad, dude.
It's not. You look at this team play basketball and you wonder how anyone here is employed.
Yeah.
Just in general. Because it's just a cataclysmic failure.
Yeah.
Of a product of basketball. They just get blown out every game.
You know, my dad pointed out that we both said pedantic toward the end of last pod. You said it first.
Did we actually?
I said it, yes. And now I said cataclysm twice, and you just said cataclysmic. I think we're like playing a ping pong thing with the words, which is fun. Shout out to my dad, who clearly is listening very close to the pods. He will, if I make a grammatical error, or certainly in writing, he'll send it to me like, great thing, but you messed this up. And I'm like, thanks. Appreciate the accountability. We're holding people accountable. You know what? Go ahead and hold us accountable.
We should be held accountable too.
That's fair. Somebody's got to watch the watchers.
Yep.
Anything else about... the question I wanted to ask. Will the Bucks win again?
Probably.
I think they will. Yeah, especially they do have an easy week coming up.
This week they play they have a 3-game homestand for the rest of the week. It is 3 games in 4 nights. This is a 4-game and 6 week. Wow, 4-game and 6-night week for the Bucks.
Oh, is this the makeup Pels game? I think it is.
Make a Pels game. That was last year.
Oh, what game are they making up this year?
The
Mavs. Sorry, you're right.
Don't say it too enthusiastically.
What, you're right?
So they play the Bulls at home on Tuesday. They play the Pelicans at home on Wednesday, back to back. And then they play the Pacers at home on Friday. So they have one day off in there.
So two of the absolute worst teams in the league, and then the Bulls, who are back on pace for 39.
So, you know what? It would honestly be good for the cause if they didn't. But for pride reasons, you have to win one of them. If 3 games at home. Again, like that, I think I said this last pod, that Pacers game might be the least, there's a chance that is the least attended game in Fiserv Forum history.
I mean, you really want to beat New Orleans.
Oh, absolutely.
Knock them down, because they're still second worst, but they have no incentive to lose. Losing to the Pacers starts to make things a little interesting. Right now, it's a 7-loss column difference, but the Pacers have been mediocre, not awful lately. The Bucks obviously have been awful. 6 in the loss column, and I don't think tiebreakers matter here. I think they just flip a coin in tank standings, which makes no sense to me. I guess they don't want to reward you for beating it. I guess it makes sense, right?
Yeah, because it's like, oh, if you beat a team, that means you're punished.
They should flip it.
So it's like whoever's lost more is
if you beat, like if Milwaukee swept Indiana, but they had the same record. Give the Bucks the bump in the tank standings. I guess that doesn't make any sense. I agree with that. That doesn't really make sense.
It does.
Memphis keeps losing, by the way, which is frustrating. The Bucks are in 8th again because Memphis keeps losing.
The Bucks keep losing.
I was going to say they're only now 6 in the loss column back from the Brooklyn, Washington, Utah triumvirate. And I kind of think the Hornets are going to get some space here. The Hornets have been awesome lately.
Yeah, the Hornets are going to make a push.
The Hornets are very interesting. 2.5 ahead of the Bucks, only 1.5 back of Atlanta, who stinks right now. And we'll get to hopefully this pod. They sold ahead of the deadline, at least to an extent. Vit Krejci, my guy Vit, for 2 seconds to Portland, and Duop Reith, who's out for the year. Alex Saratz's client.
I don't think anything.
Portland gearing up. Portland doesn't need Giannis anymore. They got Vit.
Yeah, that's true. They got your guy Vit.
They are also, which this factors into the Giannis combo for them too. They are like 29th in 3-point percentage, so getting Vit just makes sense for them as a team no matter what. I also think to further lend credence to, like, this is just something Portland would want to do anyway. They love value deals. I don't know if you've looked at Vit's contract. Non-guaranteed $2.7 million next year, team option $3 million the year after that. For a guy who's can really distribute and shoots threes well, like, that's a bargain.
Absolutely.
Let me answer my initial question. Will the Bucks win again? I kind of think it might take KPJ coming back, which it seems like he's close. Jim Ozarski was posting that he's close, he did a big workout before the Celtics game. And Taurean Prince got some on-court work too. I can't get anything firm on this, but I kind of feel like the DPE was declined because it does seem like
it has to have been.
I mean, he would have to. Yeah, he would have been out he'd have to be ruled out for 4 more months, and he's doing on-court stuff. So it seems
Taurean Prince would change our lives. I keep saying that. I'll say it again.
That might be the one thing we have to look forward to in March. Woohoo, Taurean's back.
We have an actual wing player.
If he can get back in the next 3 days, maybe he'll be on the trade block. Who knows? Probably not. I don't think he's going to be back in the next 3 days.
Not our guy TP.
I know. But or maybe these teams are so bad, good Rollins, can they get a good Bobby game or maybe a good Cole Anthony game? But it does feel like right now it's Rollins can create looks and then sort of Kuzma, and that's it. And the Cole Anthony wheel, I thought it was going to be 50-50, good or bad. I don't know. It's 1 to 9. Good.
I was going to say, it feels like winning the lottery.
Good to unplayable. Yeah, 14% you win. It's like winning the lottery with the third best odds. The draft lottery, not the actual. It's not quite 1 in 300 million or whatever. It's felt like it lately, though.
Yeah, because we haven't had a good game.
I think he shot 7 for 7 a week ago, but they still don't feel that
first
good.
Game back. Yeah. Back in the rotation. He wasn't injured. He was just bad.
Just bad. And he's been bad again. But where's the shot creation?
I still have panda sign Googled on my other monitor, and there's just a giant panda been staring at me. I need to close this tab.
Shout out to panda sign.
Which isn't a thing.
No. But I think, I think they just need that guard play. Like, they just feel like the offense just normally craters. And again, they had it against Philly. They didn't have the defense, so maybe they can win one. If they go 0-3 this week, that's got to be the most depressing week in a long, outside of playoff losses and stuff. But losing to Chicago, New Orleans, and Indiana this year is that's rough.
Yeah. Doesn't look good. Doesn't feel good.
No. Feels good for the tank. But again, they can't even get 7th lockdown. We need Memphis to go on a heater. Yeah. Doesn't seem likely.
Whatever they get for Ja if he's traded.
Yeah, that's the issue. We need Cedric Coward to just carry them.
But he might.
Did you see the Wizards tried to out-tank the Kings and they couldn't do it? Do you know who they put in the fourth quarter against Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan and won?
No.
Skal Labissiere and Sharif Cooper.
There's no shot that Skal's back in the league.
Skal is on a 10-day.
He signed a 10-day.
He signed a 10-day. And the Wizards are blatantly trying to lose against DeRozan and LaVine, and they couldn't do it. They won. Awesome. I think Will Richard had a career game, their rookie. It was a second-round rookie, I think?
That's awesome. You know what? I respect that. I respect that.
Fourth quarter. Here we go. DeRozan, 12 minutes. Maxime Reynaud, 12 minutes. DeRozan had 17 and 3 assists in that, shot 70%. LaVine was 1 of 5. They played Isaiah Stevens 12 minutes? I don't know who that is. The Kings did. I don't know what's going on there for the Kings. This was the Wizards. AJ Johnson, 12 minutes in the fourth. Old friend. 0 of 3. 3 assists, 2 turnovers. Anthony Gill, 12 minutes. Did not take a shot. 1 rebound.
One of the greatest veteran NBA players of all time.
Just a guy he's been there for so long, too.
I know, exactly.
Will Riley, 12 minutes in the fourth, 12 points.
No, I don't believe you. Who is that?
Jameer Watkins played 2 minutes. Skal played all 12. Had 9, 1, and 1, 4 of 5 from the field. And Sharif Cooper played 10 minutes, 1 of 3, 3 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists.
That's honestly incredible.
They did lose the fourth quarter. They lost the fourth quarter, but not by enough, so they still won.
If you're Brian Keith, you have to feel so proud.
Yeah, he's got to act mad to Trajan Langdon. Is that the Pistons? Who's their GM? Whoever their GM is. He's got to act mad. He's got to be like, oh, no, sorry. But yeah, internally into the team, he's like, hell yeah, let's go, Skal.
Who is the Wizards GM?
Is Langdon Pistons? Am I right about that?
I'm pretty sure. Will Dawkins.
Will Dawkins, that's right.
Dawkins MTA? That's a throwback YouTube channel. Remember that?
Yeah, that was good.
Free Dawkins.
I believe Bontemps looked this up on the pod I was listening to this morning. But I think this is Skal's first 20-point game in 4 years, or 10-point game in 4 years.
Of course it is, because he hasn't played in 4 years.
He played last year. He played 4 games, but he never got there. I think for the Kings again. He's been on the Kings 3 different times.
By the way, Google's broken. I Googled Trajan Langdon, and it says American basketball player and former general manager of the New Orleans Pelicans.
Breaking news.
It takes the second sentence of his overview to say, he is the current president of basketball operations for the Detroit Pistons.
He's playing too. He said, we need some shooting. F a trade. Put me in, coach.
Yeah, it's no, former general manager of the Pelicans is more important than current hobo of the Pistons.
Yeah, prioritize here.
Absolutely. We know some priorities that we've got.
We know our number one priority, our PrizePicks already, where you can get $50 when you play $5, whether you win or lose on America's number one daily fantasy sports app in my heart, and certainly Wisconsin's as well in Rohan's heart. And we've got a big game. You know what I'm talking about. Max discount. I think actually I called this on our last pod, and I didn't even know at the time. I was correct. This week, PrizePicks has a special max discount for the big game, live in the app now. Drake May just needs 1 passing yard for the max discount to win.
You called it.
Just add another player to your lineup and see if your picks hit, you can cash in. I know he's been slumping a bit in the playoffs. He has not been 0 or negative yard slumping, so that's a great way to start your first ever PrizePicks play for the big game. It's getting a little hard for our team right now to find value, but it's the big game is the perfect time. PrizePicks is available here in Wisconsin. We've been playing for years. All you do is pick more or less on your favorite player stat categories. And if you want, you can go really crazy with the demon times. You can do flex plays or power plays. Flex plays, you can get one wrong and still win. Power plays, you need to get them all right, but the payouts are bigger. If you think someone's going to get a sack in the Super Bowl or an interception, those are always like super demon times, big payouts. Those are harder to hit. But if you just know, you can turn that hot take into cold, hard cash. So make sure to download the app today. They also added early payouts. If you're a little nervous, saying, oh, I'm on track, but maybe I don't like the way this is developing, you can get an early payout as well. So they're constantly innovating. It's great. We love PrizePicks. It's a great way to spice up games a little bit. As we've talked about, how do you root for a tanking team? Maybe you just root for some specific players to get an assist in the first 3 minutes, or do whatever. Hit a certain amount of threes. Or the opposing team. So points, rebounds, assists. You can mix sports as well. It's great. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code EuroStep to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code EuroStep to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, it's good to be right. All right, trade slop.
Trade slop time.
Do you want to start with the deals? Yeah, let's start with the deals.
So 2 actual trades that occurred here. We had one that we already talked about between the Hawks and the Pelicans, and then we had a 3-teamer between the
Blazers.
Kings. Yes,
Hawks
I don't
and
even
the
know
Blazers.
what I said.
Pelicans. You were thinking about Trajan Langdon and his former employment there. Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't even realize what I said. And then we had a 3-teamer between the Kings, Cavs, and Bulls.
Yeah,
so
big one there.
Let's talk about the one we already talked about first. Your boy Vit Krejci going to the Trailblazers for 2 seconds and Duop Reith.
Yeah.
Duop Reith is maybe getting cut.
It sounds because they're using that roster spot, I think. So yeah, I think he is. He's out for the year.
Folly Dante, I believe.
Something like that, yeah. Odd trade. So, usually when you're going to dump a guy to open up a roster spot, it's not the guy who's 5th on your team in minutes. I know they got Kispert now. So I guess that's their replacement. I think Vid is better, to be honest with you. Kispert's had a tough year. We'll see. Yeah. They got 2 seconds for it. They're loading up for Giannis. Really? Like 2 seconds? That's going to swing it? Oh, you got 2 seconds for Portland? Now we'll send him there. I don't think they want to go after Giannis. They're also 2 games below 500.
No. Based on all of the indications, it does not seem like Atlanta is going to be a real Giannis suitor for now.
For now.
So the real big trade that happened over the weekend was we got the Keon Ellis trade. It unfortunately was not to the Milwaukee Bucks. This was a 3-team trade. The Cleveland Cavaliers traded DeAndre Hunter to the Sacramento Kings for Dennis Schroeder and Keon Ellis. The Bulls got Saric and 2 second-round picks in this deal, which is crazy because that's more draft capital than they got for Zach LaVine or DeMar DeRozan. Yeah. So that's funny.
Yeah.
That's really
funny.
It's
like the second time they've gotten draft capital in a deal in like 5 years or something. They still have that Portland first that's never going to convey, and that's it.
No. So the Cavs get rid of DeAndre Hunter, who has been a little bit disappointing for them.
They've hated him.
It's a little bit, to say the least, after he was their big deadline acquisition last season.
Yeah.
And they get Dennis Schroeder, who is presumably a Lonzo Ball replacement, considering he's just been terrible for them. And then Keon Ellis is just an absolute defensive demon.
Yep. Their whole team is guards now?
Yeah. Why not? Hey, they got Jalen Tyson. It's okay.
Yeah, I think he kind of made Hunter extra expendable.
Absolutely, he did.
Yeah. So, the Cavs are sort of in play for Giannis now.
Are they?
Sort of. Just because they're now a Lonzo dump away, basically, from being under the second apron. So, like, at least theoretically, they could do it. I was talking to someone who covers the Cavs about this. Not like they have for sure inside info, but I was like, they'd probably have to be, because Matt Moore at HP Basketball was like, okay, so the Rockets need a point guard, and the Bucks have worked with them and the Cavs before on trades, and the Cavs would want Giannis. So I was like, is there something like Garland to Houston, draft capital, and Mobley to Milwaukee? Like, that's probably up there with all the offers we've talked about recently. Like real draft capital and Mobley, who is, I know he's been like disappointing. He's like an 18-8 guy, reigning all NBA and literally the defensive player of the year. And he's 24. Like, that's the best centerpiece of any trade we've talked about, really, I think, so far.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But they have no picks. So that and picks. Like, okay. I don't think the Cavs would actually do that, though.
I don't know if the Rockets would.
It depends on what picks you give up, right?
Yeah, I guess. But then if you're not giving up the good picks, I don't know if the Bucks do it.
Fair. I think it's tenuous, but if you're the Cavs, then it's just like, okay, so now we're just like Mitchell and Giannis, and we have Jarrett Allen, who's like not really a good fit there. Like, do we have to trade him?
Just put up 40.
Yeah, he did. Career high, I think. I would imagine.
I would imagine.
I would imagine. Good for Jarrett Allen. So, no, to your question, not really. Probably not really in for Giannis. But they probably will, at the very least, try to dump Lonzo somewhere.
Yeah. Friend of the pod, Javon Carter, was a casualty in this deal.
Then they lost by 40. Maybe they needed Javon Carter. Do you know they played 3 games in a row against Miami?
I did.
A literal baseball series because another postponement.
Mm-hmm. It was really funny. The Bucks are technically in this deal, by the way.
News to me.
Because one of the picks that the Bulls are getting are the least favorable of Pistons, Bucks, and Knicks in 2029 for a second round pick.
Least favorable of Pistons, Bucks, and let me try and think about how that got there. So the Kings had the least favorable of Pistons, Bucks, Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Was that John Lure?
It might have been. Like a double mortgage John Lure pick?
No, like originally maybe they sent it to Detroit for John Lure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
and then Detroit like swapped it in. Yeah.
Yeah. 2029 kind of sounds right for the John Lure trade.
No, they sent KPJ.
Oh, that's what it was.
They sent KPJ for John Lure and Snell.
Yeah, because it was a Snell dump.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. I was talking to someone. He's like, does KPJ count as a Bucks draft win? Because they did pick him in the first round, technically, and he's on the roster now. It's like, no, they never intended to have him as part of that deal.
No, they were picking for the
Cavs.
Cavs, yeah.
Very funny, though. Or I guess Pistons via Cavs. I don't remember how it worked. Who cares? No, he does not count. He does not count as a Bucks draft
via
pick.
Pistons, yeah.
Yeah. I honestly don't really love this trade for anyone. Fine for the Bulls, right? Like you take a mid salary for 2 seconds. Like, yeah, that's good. For the Cavs, I'm not like, oh, that's dynamite. I think we've probably, as a consensus, are too high on Keon Ellis now.
No, I was going to say he's not like a game changer in terms of a deadline acquisition. He's just a good young player. But
like expiring, and I think going to be unrestricted. I'll have to look to confirm that. But with all the salary they already have tied up, like I'm not 100% sure they can keep him. So
I don't know either. We'll have to see him. Maybe they think they can make a real run this year.
I mean, I'm sure they do. They're still the only second apron team in the league, so you kind of have to, by default, think that. No, he's going to be an unrestricted free agent after this year. So
yeah, because there was an option.
Yeah, they opted in, I think, when they should have opted out and re-signed him. So yeah, it's like, he'll probably help them this year. Maybe they won't play him again because they still do have a bunch of cards on the team, including Schroeder, who I imagine will play there. Maybe they'll reroute him.
Now tied for second most traded player in NBA history.
8 trades. I would not have guessed Trevor Ariza, number 1.
I would have guessed it's like, who was that guy?
Like 3 times or 4 times in one day.
Luke Ridnour?
Yeah, Luke Ridnour. He had a lot in one day.
I think he's the record for a day.
Yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't have guessed Ariza either.
No. So he's so good, but I guess you have to play a long time to be number one.
Yeah.
The Cavs are up to 5th in the East, by the way, and virtually tied with the Raptors for 4th. So kind of figuring it out. 8-2 in their last 10.
Wonder what that's like.
No idea.
So those are the trades we have gotten this week. Obviously, the trade deadline is on Thursday, which is rapidly approaching. So we've got some Giannis. We have to talk about some Giannis stuff.
Yeah. So first from the Stein line. It was Jake and Mark Stein, so I guess the duo of them. Quote,
Jake Fisher and Mark Stein.
What did I say?
You just said Jake and Mark Stein, so it sounds like they're
the Stein brothers. Yet it must be noted just as strongly that various teams involved in the Giannis chase believe that, from his camp side, there is a preference to push a trade through before the deadline, ... even in absence of a clearly stated public demand for such an outcome.
So here's, before we even say that is still, in my perspective, not saying, hey, Giannis wants to, he's pushing for a trade. He's saying if he, actually, no, I'm doubting.
Kind of is, right?
Well, it's extension related. It's obviously extension
I think it's not. I think we overlooked something when we had this conversation last time.
Okay.
There's another big factor. He gets another playoff run if he goes to a good team.
I mean, yeah, that's true, but
that's a huge deal. He's 30.
Yeah.
31?
31. He just turned 31.
Yeah, I mean, it's a prime year.
That's true.
I think that's a massive deal that we didn't. And I kind of thought about it in the car, my daycare commute, man. But I was like, oh, we kind of missed, like, how many more prime Giannis playoff runs are we going to have?
Is this going to be a prime Giannis playoff run, though, with all the injuries?
I mean, if he's back in March, he gets a month to get there. Like, I mean, we saw what he did a couple days after that crazy injury against the Hawks. Like, I'm sure he thinks, hey, if I'm healthy enough, like, it's close enough. Like, if he has 5 more playoff runs where he's a 30-10 player, which feels like a lot at 31, this would be 20% of them.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So
I think that's just me coping then.
No, I get it. I think from the Bucks side, you are right in that if they're not forced to, they probably don't want to do it. At least not now versus later when they have more info. I think you are right. I think you win that. But I do think from the Giannis side, it probably, if you're open to going out or want it, whatever, it does make more sense for the extension and for the playoff run.
No, it does. It does. Like, yeah, from the Giannis perspective, it absolutely makes sense for it to be a deadline move. It really does. Because you get that playoff run, you get that extension. Now it's just what's going to actually come to fruition. Is it what the Bucks want or is it what Giannis wants?
That is the pertinent question, which it kind of always has been, right? We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
So that's like, does he push the scale? I think that's now probably the most determinant question. We'll talk about an interesting report from Shams, which makes it sound like maybe it doesn't matter, but I still think it will. And just for context, I guess we could talk about the Knicks, who say they're out. That's a big thing from Windhorst today. But they're second in the East. The Heat are 7th, but still 3 games over 500. The Warriors are down to 8th, but they're 4 games above 500. And the Wolves are 5th, and they are 12 games above 500 gets you 5th in the West. That is good enough
Crazy.
For 4th/3rd in the East. But anyway, so I think that's a big piece of it. So I get why he would want that.
No, absolutely. Yeah, it does make sense when you lay it out like that from Giannis's perspective to say, yeah, I'd much rather want out now.
Yeah. So it's like, does he change his mind? Because he said, I wouldn't request it. I mean, and there's probably, this starts to get really, it's all just semantics.
It's like,
there's probably a gray area here, right? Where like,
I'm not requesting a trade, but hey, John,
I want to be gone by Thursday.
I'm not signing the extension.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to be out of here by Thursday, but no pressure. I'm not asking for it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying what, my rogue agent is preferring.
And I think if you really wanted to,
like, you're speaking on behalf of your agent now.
I'm my agent's agent, and my agent is my agent. They're a circular agency, hive mind. I do think also. I think the other way, in addition to saying I just won't sign it, which is, again, we've talked about, that's like the nuclear option. I think he could also say, without firmly requesting a trade, New York is going to have some more flexibility and assets and stuff in the summer. Maybe I might decide I really think I only want to extend there, which then limits your options a lot. Now, that's I'd say a kind of a dirty move to pull, but we'll see how bad he wants to get moved by the deadline.
That's like a Melo thing.
Yeah.
But even in the Melo deal.
Anthony Davis.
Yeah, even in the Anthony Davis deal, the team got what they wanted.
Yeah, they got a lot. I mean, the teams just had more.
No. So that's why even if that does happen, I think the Bucks would be incentivized to wait. Yeah.
The question is just how hard does Giannis push? I think that's what it's going to come down to. Unless we did get this report today, early this morning. It's 4 a.m. on Hoops Hype. They have like their rumors trackers. Must have been on some sort of NBA ESPN show per Shams. Over the weekend, the Bucks remained engaged with NBA teams that have interest and made aggressive proposals. My understanding is they've submitted counteroffers to those aggressive proposals as well. He reaffirmed the 4 teams, the most serious suitors, but it all comes down to the price point, a young player and or a surplus of draft picks. So who meets that mark between now and the next 4 days up to the deadline? The Bucks have to manage the risk-reward, whether you do a deal now or you wait for the offseason when Giannis only has 1 year left. That gives him even more control to figure out and dictate his future in the offseason. So kind of similar to what I said. He could say, not that he necessarily said that. That's Shams is not saying his camp is saying or signaling that, but more that, that could be in play.
It makes sense from a logical perspective.
I'm kind of sad that I reached the same conclusion as him, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. That's the reality of the situation, right?
Yeah.
So you and I were talking a little bit before we started recording about counteroffers and what counteroffers mean.
Yeah, it's a really interesting
So it's like
word.
you could think about it, you said, from like if you're playing some fantasy sports and you're just like, you get a counteroffer, you can then accept that counteroffer.
And deal is done. Right.
Deal is done. So if the Bucks have made counteroffers, that means there are scenarios out there where we're just waiting for other teams to say yes, and then Giannis is on the move.
Yeah, that is really interesting to me because the only scenario I can see I think it's possible that the Knicks, it is funny to like make fun of them. Like, oh, we're out because you can't afford them anyway. They're on this little winning streak. It is still a very weak East. Detroit has been great, but nobody trusts them in the playoffs because they have no shooting, and they're still pretty young. I think it does make some sense for them to be like, so we have to trade like 3 of our core players for Giannis, who's not going to play for a month, and we might win the title? Probably not, but might. I mean, if you get to the finals, you're right there. Yeah, I mean, one ankle turn, one good matchup, like whatever. Who knows? I mean, they did.
Hot streak, yeah.
They were straight up beating Boston, who looked like the team to beat last year before the injury.
Oh, they crushed them.
Yeah,
they crushed them.
They were going to win that series
before Tatum tore his Achilles.
And that team at the time looked like OKC did earlier this year of like, wow, how is anyone going to beat them? And they just did straight up. And then they lost to Indiana like everyone almost did. I kind of get that, to be honest. That's the other thing about New York in the summer of like, we don't have to tear apart our team mid-season. We're building a new team as long as they don't win the title, which again, it is possible. But would I expect them to? No. Like, clearly not. Like, 3 teams in the West probably have better odds. Or maybe not better odds because they could get there easier.
But you would favor them over the Knicks in the finals.
Exactly. More championship equity or whatever you want to say. So maybe they would say no. If the Bucks are like, send Towns, OG, and McHale out and send us all the stuff, maybe the Knicks would be like, no, like, we might win the title. Let's check back in. And I think the Wolves are the other one where the Bucks could make a counter that they're very quickly like, no thanks. Like, all right, send us Ant. You can have him.
Yeah, that could be the one counter offer out there. Is like, hey, Minnesota, you want Giannis? We want Ant. How's that for a counter offer?
Yeah.
And then what's his name? I forget his name. Tim Connolly. Just was like, okay, buddy. Okay, John.
Like, all right, come on, man. So I think those 2 teams I could potentially see a counter. Like if the Bucks were to the Knicks, like, we want all the stuff from everyone but Brunson getting sold off. Maybe they are just like, no thanks. The Heat and Warriors, I guess maybe Steph, but would the Bucks actually accept Steph Curry for Giannis? I think no way, right? What's the point?
You wouldn't. There's no point.
He's 38, and he has no ties to you. So He's
Sorry,
probably
buddy, you
asking
missed
out.
your chance like 13 years ago or whatever it was. Like, you
It's
can't
about
make up for
time.
it now.
Like, it just
doesn't
makes
make
no
any
sense. Yeah. He's been loyal to them because he won 4 rings there. He has no loyalty to Milwaukee. Like, he's like, all right, I'm actually going to ask for a trade now too. Like, we're going to go through this again. So I'm not interested in this. I could have been on a less sucky but still sucky team that I won championships in California. I didn't ask for this one. So I don't see the counter there. Or really Miami. They always talk this tough stuff about Bam. Maybe the Bucks asked for Bam and all this stuff, and they said no. But it's just interesting to me that they said the Bucks have submitted counter offers and what that means. I guess there are some scenarios where they could just be asking for so much that we wouldn't expect the teams to say yes.
Yeah, it's like if you're the Warrior, if you go to the Warriors, it's like, okay, Kuminga and all the stuff isn't good enough. You need to make a trade with another team to get more assets and then get us all of those assets. And there you go. That's another possible scenario where it's like you're asking the team who is one of the teams who's like why can't I? Warriors or Miami. Yeah. I kept wanting to say Warriors, but it didn't make any sense. So you would ask one of those teams to say, hey, no, your stuff isn't good enough. Go get more stuff.
Right. Yeah, I think I would be really surprised if they were like, if Golden State was like, we'll do like Butler, Pods, Moody for first, and the Bucks are like, no, we want Kuminga and that stuff. And like, I think the Warriors would just be like, okay. But you're right. Maybe the Bucks are like, send Jimmy somewhere else, pay for that, still give us our 4 picks and Kuminga and Pods and Moody, and like send Draymond somewhere, and you know what I mean? Or like, or maybe it's as simple as like, you know what? Your young players are mid. Like, can you get us 7 first? If you get 7 first, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. So I can't imagine a world where it didn't involve a third team.
Yeah.
And the Bucks submitted counteroffers to the Warriors or the Heat, and Giannis has not already been traded.
Right. Like, I just think generally they'd be like,
they would have accepted it. Like, if you're the Bucks and you're John Horst and you're like, okay, Miami, or we want all your stuff plus your picks, and you get to keep Bam, maybe Norm Powell too, who's an all-star.
Yep.
And just, by the way, that 2019 Raptors team just looks like an absolute juggernaut of a team.
They have 4 all-stars?
Yeah. No, they had Lowry, Kawhi, Gasol, Ibaka, Powell, OG.
He didn't even play that run.
Did I say Siakam?
No, Siakam. Maybe they had 3 all-stars this year. Siakam, Norm. Kawhi didn't make it, actually.
Yeah, Kawhi didn't make it.
Did OG probably didn't either, so they didn't.
No.
But they probably should have had more all-stars. And then Van Vliet. I don't know if you mentioned Van Vliet. He's been out for
I didn't mention Freddie.
Just a loaded team, dude. Absolutely.
Makes the Bucks feel, it makes that loss feel a little less bad.
Yeah, I mean, not this year, but that means what? They had like 7 guys who have made all-star teams?
Did Serge ever make one?
Probably not. Maybe with OKC? No. Let's not be ridiculous.
But yeah, I would imagine that Giannis would already be traded if the Warriors and Heat didn't have to go do more stuff.
Yeah, like if there was a non-Steph, non-Bam counter, I think it's done. Especially Miami, who every report's like they're the ones who are like, we really want him.
Yeah, so it's like if they really wanted him, they would have accepted a counteroffer.
Right, you would think.
A plausible counteroffer.
I don't think there's any even Norm, I feel like they'd be like, all right, like, congrats on your all-star nom, buddy, but you're not Giannis.
Yeah.
So that's that.
I will say.
Yep.
All of this is making me tip more towards the side of, oh, maybe this does happen.
It's a lot of momentum.
There's a lot of momentum. There's a lot of noise, and it's impossible to ignore.
Yeah, and just the fact, again, we've gotten 0 pushback. I mean, Doc is like, we're not trading him. Like, of course. Like, I don't count that as real pushback.
I don't really care what Doc says anymore.
No.
In terms of basketball.
Yeah. Non-basketball stuff, still good. He's really good at talking.
Non-basketball
That's the
stuff,
one thing
Doc is incredible.
Really good at.
Yeah.
But
Doc, I want to say Doc seems like a great human.
Yeah, bad coach. I can easily
There's
square
very
that.
different things.
Yeah, incredibly different skill sets. I'm just going to leave it there. But yeah, no pushback like through any of these reporters, right, from the Bucks of like, hey, no, like this whole thing is getting reported out. There's been no denials. Like clearly it's real to some extent. It doesn't mean it for sure happens, but we're going down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way around that. Like I'm almost expecting it to happen now. Again, my point still stands from the Bucks perspective. It doesn't make sense to do it now. It still doesn't make sense to do it now. But it just maybe it's just getting to me more. Maybe I'm just constantly surrounded by the noise and I feel like I'm in an echo chamber about it. And that's why.
Yeah.
But it feels inescapable. But maybe I just need to not open Twitter.
I think everyone needs that, generally.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think it's like if Giannis really wants it, like is there a certain point where you're just like, all right, like we appreciate so much what you've done, like we'll work with you. Maybe that's where they are, honestly.
They might be.
Like I think we've been approaching this from the lens of like, oh, he can make it ugly enough and this and that. Maybe they're just like, you don't have to, dude. Like
maybe they don't want to make it ugly.
Yeah, like thanks for all the memories. Like, I mean, you need these teams to get their offers together, but if we can get 4 picks and some fairly legit prospects, like we'll work with you. I mean, again, you only to an extent. Like you do have to think about the future of the franchise as well as the past. And if you mess this up, you're kind of doomed for a while. But that could be what's happening too. Because again, I just think it's notable. We've got no like, oh no, the Bucks, we're gonna go get Ja Morant. Neither of them are gonna play for the next month, and we're gonna be horrible. I also think it doesn't help that, again, all these teams are in the playoff hunt, at least in the play-in picture. Like 8th, I think, is the worst. The Warriors out of all of them, and the Bucks were asking like, are they gonna win again? Like, it's not been encouraging for the big fella who was not on their road trip after that Milwaukee thing. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, is he going to be at the game tomorrow? I'm somewhat interested in. He doesn't have to talk anyway. But yeah, like, does he like that? To me, is a little something. Not huge, but a little something.
Yeah. Will he be at the game? It's not like he has to get ready for All-Star or anything.
No.
Actually, I think he still goes.
Yeah, they usually want him to go and like be side because he's funny on the sidelines, right? Like he films it on his phones and stuff.
Yeah, he missed last year too, but he still went.
Yeah. Did you see his Trojan story?
Just the most unserious player of all time, and I love it. And it just, I saw that and I just got like I laughed and then I just got sad.
Yeah, and also
I laughed
like,
and then I was like, oh, this might be gone.
Not on brand for him at all.
No.
How many kids does he have?
I think that's the point, Ty.
I guess, yeah. But I just mean it's a sea
I
change.
think that's the joke.
But I don't like another example of him changing his mind.
That's true. Oh my God, you're right.
He's a different guy now.
That's not good.
No.
No, I didn't think about it from that perspective.
I mean, I'm not being that serious. He's just
no, it's not
guy.
serious.
He's
at all. It's Giannis making a joke. Yeah.
We did get other Bucks trade news. And this actually I saw aggregated irresponsibly by one of the accounts that made them look dumb.
Shocker.
Yeah. But Scotto at Hoops Hype, who, by the way, has been grinding, was all over the Cleveland Keon Ellis thing and continues to be worth a read. He's on Blue Sky and Twitter, Michael Scotto. He said the Bucks have discussed improving around the margins with several of their own veteran minimum players in differing trade talks to acquire higher-paid players who fit under their room below the luxury tax, league sources told Hoops Hype. The goal of those upgrades would be to either take a chance on a player with potential upside or acquire draft capital for helping a team shed salary. And he named 2 players, Cam Thomas, who everyone knows the Nets want to get rid of, who's averaged 23 points the last 2 years, and the Bucks are now 4th worst in points per game. Thomas does have a no-trade clause. I kind of think if you're just like, we're going to let you go to Milwaukee and bucket, he'd be like, hell yeah, let's do it. And he is a free agent.
If the Nets came up to him and said, hey, we have a trade for you, he's like, yes.
Done. Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. And then D'Lo has a $6 million player option for next year. That one they would want 2nd round draft capital. And this is important.
Or special, baby. They'd be like, hey, we're going to pay to get this guy.
I know. I can't remember the last time they've gotten picks in a trade. I mean, they got a 2nd in the Middleton deal, but they gave up a 1st prospect and a swap.
A net gain
of
picks.
A net gain of picks. Maybe never.
Remember.
Malcolm Brogdon?
At least it's
Is that
Brogdon.
the last Bucks trade?
It's Brogdon. Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. D'Lo. Dallas
Dante?
is... No, I don't think they got a pick. Did they get a second?
They might have gotten a second.
Because they usually just clear a bunch of salary. I'm sure there's going to be a random one because they've had other teams' picks that they've sent away before. Did they get one in like the...
They got 2 picks in that deal.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so Dante, which is still a long time ago. There's probably been other ones too. I'm not remembering. I mean, I don't remember when they got this fake Utah pick that's just constantly on their books. Finally will be gone after this year. But the Mavericks for D'Lo, he doesn't make a ton, but they're so close to their hard cap that they can't even convert a player right now, so it would help them this and next year. And I think Saric was 2 second-round picks. The Bulls didn't need to send out any salary, so that's a big advantage. But he was a $5 million expiring, I think? So really low salary to get 2 firsts. I would want at least 2 firsts to take D'Lo on as well.
Yeah. I'd say so.
And if you could get a first for Cam Thomas, we went over. The Nets have 1 billion picks. That'd be nice as well.
Yeah, they're probably like, hey, we'll sweeten the deal. Let's make you like Sean Marks for Giannis.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
It would be fun to watch something different. To your point earlier about we get a second round pick, we just get to watch Cam Thomas light it up trying to get a deal next year. Why not?
Yeah, and try to see if maybe he can, yeah, exactly. Try to rehab value and see what you got.
I think he's expiring again now, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah, because he signed the qualifying offer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why he has the no trade.
So it wouldn't be from a Bucks perspective of, can we get something from him in the future? It's okay.
Maybe we re-sign him.
It'll make Bucks basketball a little more exciting.
Yeah, exactly. And you get an asset. I think you get a second round pick for him too. I don't think...
Yeah, it's you can't watch the second round pick, but you can watch...
You need them. They'd have 1 then, which is more than they have currently, 0.
Exactly.
So we said they should do this. I'm all for this. They should do all of these things.
Absolutely.
So it was reported the Bucks are looking into Cam Thomas or D'Lo, they want to buy, or aggregated, I should say, not reported. And stupid Bucks. They think D'Lo's no, they want to asset accumulate, which is what they have to do. And we'll see how well they can do it in the next 3 days and hours. But that's the one reassuring report. Whether Giannis stays or goes, that is what they need to do.
Yes, that is correct. That is positive Bucks news for once.
Very rare.
Is there any other news that we missed?
I don't think so.
It's going to be interesting. Trade deadline's a few days away. We'll obviously have everything covered, but we'll do another pulse check here. Do you think Giannis gets traded by Thursday?
Yeah, still slight yes, but again, it's not. I don't think we'll just get to all right, fine, we'll take 2 picks in Kelly Ware, who Spo won't even play, which is concerning. I think some development would have to happen, but I think it will for the reasons I said last time. It's Giannis.
I think it's more likely than I thought on Friday.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna lean no.
I don't think we're probably that far off percentage wise.
No, I'm at 45.
I'm at 55. Yeah. So 40, we're just flipping them. 45 no trade, 55 trade.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm at the opposite.
No, I'm 55 no trade.
45
trade.
Exactly. I'm the opposite.
Yes.
So I'm 55 trade.
Yes. Sorry.
45. You're good.
So it's not a ton out there. It just feels bad. But I think I'm honestly just waiting to rip the Band-Aid off of the trade deadline. Yeah. So then we can actually go somewhere. Because watching Bucks games now is just so lifeless.
Literally, it's we didn't mention him somehow. Rollins and Pete Nance are the bright spots, at least in this last game against Boston, and everything else.
You mentioned Rollins.
Brutal. Nance.
Oh, yeah.
Nance is better than Bobby Portis.
Oh, absolutely he is. Absolutely. He's not a black hole on offense and actually plays defense.
Will you watch the 3-point contest if Bob is in?
Yes, because I want to see how many balls he's not going to shoot.
This would be the first All-Star weekend.
How have they not announced this yet?
This would be the first All-Star weekend with no Bucks in quite a while, right?
Yeah, because Dame was in the 3-point contest.
I mean, Dame and Giannis were starting the game.
But Giannis didn't play, I don't believe.
But Dame started the game too.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Dame started the last 2 years.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, he did.
So between Giannis playing in the game and then they've had 3-point, like Chris was in the 3-point contest a couple times.
Chris was in the All-Star game.
Dame won the 3-point contest. Chris was in the All-Star game.
Ago.
Drew was in the game, I think, a couple times as a Buck. Maybe once only.
Once as a Buck.
But Giannis played most of the years, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So unless I'm misremembering, unless Bob makes the 3-point contest, that's what we would need. They certainly don't have anyone.
Antetokounmpo's in the skills challenge.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's right. We had that too. So, yeah, we definitely have had a Buck every year for a long time now. When was Giannis's first? Like 18 or 17?
No, this is his 10th.
10th in a row. So 10 years plus. And he probably...
2015?
And he probably... I think he did the skills.
When did he do the dunk contest?
He did the dunk contest. He did the skills challenge. Pat Connaughton did the dunk contest. He might have been in Rising Stars too.
He definitely wasn't. He did 2015 dunk contest. 2016 was his first All-Star, I believe. So 2015 was dunk contest.
2014 was he in Rising Stars as a rookie?
Let me check.
I know he was pretty raw. The 2014 Castrol Rising Stars roster.
He did play in 2014.
Okay, so 2013.
2013, he did not play.
Yeah, he wasn't as good.
The 2013 is the last time a Buck has not participated in All-Star festivities.
Well, we think. I mean, we'd have to look at everything. They might have had somebody totally random in.
Okay, yeah. So 2013.
Brandon Knight was a rising star, but he wasn't on the team yet.
2013 All-Star Weekend. So skills challenge. Steve Novak was in the 3-point contest that year.
He wasn't a Buck though, right?
No, he's a Knick.
Okay.
Skills challenge was this is just Bucks point guards. The Eastern contestants were Drew Holiday, Brandon Knight, and Jeff Teague.
Oh my god.
And then the West was Damian Lillard, and then it's over. That is Jeremy Lin, Tony Parker. Shooting stars? What was this?
They didn't have anyone in the dunk contest either. So
Brook Lopez was in the Shooting Stars, whatever that is.
Oh, was that? I think they had it was like WNBA Legends and NBA Legends, like a shooting game.
So that was the last time that a Buck did not participate.
Yeah, I mean, Giannis was on... No, Giannis was not on the team yet, right? He was drafted after that. So it was the year before Giannis. So Brandon Jennings would have been their best shot, but he wasn't in the skills challenge, you said?
Nope. It was just all the other Bucks point guards in history.
He was not in the All-Star game either.
No, he was not.
Rondo, Drew, Brook Lopez all were.
I love how we're counting Rondo as Bucks adjacent.
Well, not Dame yet, though. He was, as you mentioned, a rising star. So, yeah.
David Lee was an All-Star that year?
Yeah, I think that was the one time he made it.
What? That's awesome. Good for David Lee.
Yeah, I remember watching this because Swin Cash carried her team with Bosh and Dominique Wilkins. Nope. So they had a retired player, a WNBA player, and an NBA player.
There we go.
Yeah.
On that note.
Yeah.
On that fun note. So the first time, unless Bob is in the 3-point contest, this is going to be the first time in 13 years that a Buck is not participating. We'll count it because Giannis technically is an All-Star, but it doesn't feel real.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what happens by Thursday.
Man.
Also,
oh, man.
That could decide, which also could be true for Bob.
Oh, man.
Imagine Bob gets named and then they trade him.
It'd be funny, honestly. That one would be funny. The Giannis one's sad. The Bob one is funny.
Yeah.
On that note, we'll say thank you for listening to this episode of the Eurostep here on Blue Wire and GSPN, presented by our amazing friends over at PrizePicks. Make sure you subscribe wherever you're listening to or watching this podcast, your podcast platform of choice, or YouTube. 5-star rating and review. Pod random. Love you, Giannis. Talk to you next time.